Okay, I like TikTok side better. Okay, Angel, I have no idea what we're talking about, but alrighty. All right, hypothetically speaking, that should be much better. The screen behind me is live on YouTube. You guys, thanks for coming. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividends for weekly cash flow for safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Not using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Those are companies that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 20 consecutive years. Why? Because I want a higher and higher rate of return on a consistent basis. Not if, but when the stocks go down, because that's all they do. They go up, they go down. So when they go up, great, flying high, wonderful. When they go down, what are you collecting? That's why I like dividend stocks, because I'm collecting something when it's going down. I TikTok better. It was hard to see on YouTube channel. Well, hopefully got that fixed. How can I get more clients to work with me? Franklin, well, I'm glad you're okay there, Franklin. NVDY. Have I ever heard of NVDY? Yield Max NVDA Optimum ETF. No. Let me explain to you why. Literal millionaire, okay? Literal millionaire. Why am I saying no? Well, it's a monthly optionable stock. What does that mean? That means I can only write an option once a month, which is 12 times a year. Okay, why would I want to get a return 12 times a year or once a month when I could get one once a week? That's why I only like dividend stocks that have weekly options available. I'm not 100% a fan of ETFs. That's basically saying, here, I don't want to do it, you do it. 30% yield, literal millionaire. Really? You really want to say NVDY has 30% yield? Okay. NVDY. All right, we're going to look up the key statistics on Yahoo Finance only because I'd like to know exactly what they're saying. Wow, check that out. He is right. He's wrong about one thing. Okay, Little Millionaire. NVDY has a 48% yield. The total year to date, 107%. Cool. Well, let's see what kind of dividends they have. Historical data. I want to look at the dividend chart. Dividends only. Oh, and they do pay dividends. Maximum amount of dividends. Well, imagine that. One solid year of dividends. Okay, Little Millionaire. Do you see this? 1 year of dividends. June 24, okay, June, April, March, February, January, December, November. Yeah, 1 year. Okay, that's 19 years short of what I'm looking for. You bought it at 21. Whoops, wrong account. Wrong account. Here we go. NVDY. All right, so you bought at 21, it's at 30 at the moment. So here's an interesting question for you. If you're up $9 on a $20 stock, why are you holding on to it? Okay, well, look at that. Imagine that. The market maker took away some of your profits. Check out the chart. The last 60 days. Here we are back in April 23. 23 in April. It's a 32 today. And the market maker brought it back to 30.50. So you lost $1.50 right from the market maker right there. More views, blah, 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 blah. Buy if the yield invest dividends into MO or higher quality stocks. Okay, good idea. I like Altria. Altria is a great company, MO. But I really don't like this. And let me tell you why I don't like it. Here's a point. Okay, $30.59. The closest one's going to be the 31. All right, I'm going to get 45 cents per share. I can do that once a month. Okay, besides that, I've got to carry it for 4 weeks. Okay, so at 45 cents per share. That's 1.5% per week. You got to divide that by 4. So I'm getting 0.75. Now 0.75 is not bad. It's actually kind of an interesting deal. You know, I see what you're saying. So the premium is 1.5 per month. Okay, so let's say hypothetically you do a covered call every week and every month you get the dividend. I don't know. Do ETFs? Do you have to own it all year in order? I mean, all year in order to collect the dividend every month? I don't know. I don't know what the rule is. To be totally honest with you. But they've been only paying. Okay, they've only been paying a dividend for 1 year. Okay, I like companies that consistently increase. I mean, the company's only a year old, hypothetically. Seth, what's happening? What percentage you make on Kohl's this week? It's an interesting question. .25 in that account. Hmm. 1.25 in that account. And 1.5 in that account. Okay, so I got Kohl's in 4 different accounts, and 3 of them I just showed you. But okay, so I got Kohl's in 4 different accounts. 0.25 in one account, 1.25 in another account, 1.5 in another account, and the other account was like 11%. Not bad. You made zilch. Oh, come on, Seth. We've talked about this. Always bring in something every single week. If you got to go 4 or 5 strikes out of the money, why not? Kohl's, ASS. Okay, Kohl's. Okay, so what are you into Kohl's at? Mikey G, you got 0.2? All right, well, 2.2 is not bad. AMC, what about selling puts? Yeah, I don't sell puts only because it adds a little bit more steps to the equation. Now, if you remember, I created the trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Simple part, once you add puts in it no longer becomes simple. Okay, if I just buy the stock, okay, this is the price I could buy it for. If I just buy the stock, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me, check this one out. $22.26. Okay, I can sell the $22.50 for 44 cents. I can sell the 22 for 69. Both of those are well over. Is it over 1% or over 2? Close to 2% for the week, and it's Kohl's. Look what Kohl's is doing. Let's take a closer look because that looks pretty good for next week. Kohl's. All right. First thing I want to see when I look at Kohl's is the high of the year. Okay, back in July, last July, because the chart we're looking at is a 1-year chart. It goes from June to June. Okay, because this is today right here, and this is exactly a year ago. So first thing I want to see is the high back in July, the low back in October. Where was it back last year, and where is it now? Which direction it's going? It's basically going almost the exact same as it was last year at this time. I thought you were Saul Goodman. I have no idea who Saul Goodman is. You're into it at 26 and it's at 22. Why haven't you dollar cost average down or sold the 23? You could have sold the 23 this week or the 24, brought something in. Walgreens. I'm going to put on the list. WBA. We looked at Walgreens last night, but I like to look at Walgreens every day because it's one of those stocks that just does wonderful. Secretary, 173. James. Uh-oh, I got to go back. I missed that. What did you ever do with your AEO? I still have it. Okay, Secretariat, AEO. Hold on a second. Okay, AEO this week I sold the 21s. Okay, got 16 cents, which is 0.75%, 0.75. Okay, but I made it up on the other stocks. I got more than 1% on. All right, so that's that. PPG, huh, Greg? Craig. PPG. Wealth Mindset. How you doing? Bo, AAP. Isn't that Advanced Auto Parts? Did we look at that last night and said it was a nice numbers? Everything looked good on AAP. Thoughts on Bitto? I don't know if you talked about it yesterday. Yeah, we did a little bit. Okay, Bitto, B-I-T-O. We'll take a gander at that also. New here, Brad. Well, alrighty then. Do you trade options? Brad, yes, I do. Okay, that's basically all I do. I buy stocks and sell options. It's one of the safest trading strategies it is. Now, options are very risky if you don't know what it is you're doing. If you're new at it, it's extremely risky. Okay, but covered call, which is buying the stock, selling the stock option against that stock, against your position at whatever you paid for it. Okay, that is an extremely safe bet because what you're doing is you're buying the stock. Okay, you're actually buying the stock at whatever price it is. And then you turn around through what is called a covered call where you're protected, you are covered by owning the shares. Owning the shares is you buy your shares first and then you sell a call option against that position. What do I mean? Well, if I buy it at 22.26, I got a choice. I can sell the 22s for 69 cents per share, which is over 2%, or I could sell the 22.50s for 44 cents a share. Okay, the only difference between the two is come next Friday, if she's above 22, I make my money. But this one is if she's above 22.50, I make my money and I collect an additional 24 cents because of the difference between the purchase price and the strike price. Well, why do I want to do that? Well, stocks have a tendency to go up before the dividend. Because Kohl's have a dividend next week? I don't know. Why is Walgreens in consideration? Don't they cut their dividends? Yes, they did. However, they're still over 100 years old. There's certain stocks I let slide because of their consistency and how old they are, okay, and what the numbers look like. If they're going to give me 2%, everything looks good, and we're actually at close to the bottom of the year, why not? I do make, what do you call it? Can you add CCJ and UUU? Wow, Angel. CCJ and WW, huh? Alrighty. That's exactly huge, boss. One of the rules: never sell at a loss. Right, Mickey G? All of this info for free. Why are you sad about this? And I can't even read that last name. What was said about AMG yesterday? Wasn't AMG yesterday a no? AMGN. Why was AMGN a no yesterday? Did we finish up with Kohl's? Let's finish up with Kohl's first. Okay? How much stock to buy to start selling options? You got to have at least 100 shares. And you buy 100 shares of something and you can sell one contract to get it. Hello from the Philippines. New to your channel. Well, cool beans there, Mikey J. Hang out with us, and you're gonna excuse me after we get a battery for the fan. Don't go anywhere. That was quick and painless. Had to get a battery for the fan because the cameras get hot. I think the cameras turned off on me twice because they got hot. All right, so let's get a roll. Drazik is here. Drazik. Okay, so let's finish up with Kohl's. First thing we always want to see. Rambo Bambo. Hello. I'm late to the party. That's okay. Got started a little late. All right, so I'm looking at the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? It looks kind of interesting. I want to take a look at what's happening recently. Why do I like Kohl's? Well, that gives me an idea. Chad, how are you doing today? Do you stream live every day? Yes, I do. Hey, Doc is here. Way to go, Doc. All right, so let's take a look. A year ago today, 2280. Imagine that. Last year, You know, 52 weeks ago. 52 weeks ago today. 2280. Was it today? 2270. Okay? If you didn't take advantage of the high where it was up, and then it dropped, then she came up again, then she dropped, and she went up again, dropped. She just went up and dropped so many times. But if you held on to it for a year, what did you collect? You caught 4 dividends. That was it. Big deal. Look at this. Here's a turnaround point right here. Could have bought there, sold there. Great. Could have bought here, sold there. Bought here, sold there. So on and so forth. By doing dividend capturing, you get to get a dividend and a premium, which is always higher than just the dividend alone. What stock are we looking at? We're looking at Kohl's, KSS. Oh, yeah, that's good. All right, Nike. We'll take a gander at Nike. Why not? NKE. All right. All right, so let's finish up with Kohl's. So we saw what the 1 year was. Okay, we saw what the high is. Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't. The high of the year, 29.62. That was in the beginning of August. She dropped down for the bottom back in mid-October, and that was 17.65. Other than that, she was up, down, up, down, up, down all year long. So last 90 days, check it out. 90 days ago, 25.62. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this right here. I'm going to go into this right here in a second. I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to be happy about it. Seth, James, can you explain the sell at a lower price if the rule never sell as a loss? Yeah, I can explain that in a minute. Hold on. All right, Kohl's, 90 days ago, 25.62. She jumps up to 29.50. She drops down to 21, 21 and a half. Then she shoots up, back down, back up, back down, back up. And look at this here, 27.50 one day. The market maker takes all, see this profit from here, from this bottom here to this top right here? Market maker just took it away from you. There's an old saying, it ain't a profit until you take it. If you don't take a profit, you are subjecting yourself to this little crap right here. Okay, you can call it black swan. It pops up. And I got caught by black swan once last year. It cost me 12,000 bucks. Okay? But look, from 27 down to 20. A $7 drop on a $20 stock. That's a 30% drop overnight. So when the stocks go up, you take your profits. It's that simple. It ain't a profit until you take it. And nobody ever went broke taking profits. So if you don't take your profits, the market maker may take it away from you. Okay, so here's your 30-day bottom. Back up. Look where she is now. Now she's getting ready to go to the upside. Great. Awesome. But better than that, look at the numbers. 22.26, the 22.50 is going for 44 cents, a little bit less than 2%. The 22 is going for 69, again, a little bit less than 2%. I like Kohl's. I do. Okay? All right. That's Kohl's. Next on the list, IBM. Ooh, somebody came up with IBM. That's a good one. Well, good evening, Miss Amora. How are you today? All right, where was I? Kohl's might offer dividends, but it is included in the meme basket. I'm not quite sure what that means. Okay, Kohl's has been around for a while. All right, Simba, M-E. I never heard of M-E. 23 and 1. Yeah, that's going to be a no. That's a monthly. What does that mean? SPX is going to be a no. BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. BMY. All right, now I don't do SPX. The reason why I don't do SPX because they don't offer any dividends. Okay, when stocks go down, check it out. From $2 all the way down here, what are you collecting if they don't offer you dividends? No, I picked IBM. Oh, Simba. Alrighty then, IBM it is. I apologize for that, young lady. You were going to say why AGM was a no. AMGN. Well, number one, it's over $300. Okay. Number two, 310. Interesting. Interesting. AMGN. Okay, rule number 2. Whirlpool, I call him WHR, Whirlpool. We'll take a good look at it. LECO, L-E-C-O, never heard of it. L-E-C-O, L-E-C-O. All right, so where were we? Oh, why don't I like AMGN? Look, we started with 28 cents back in 2011. Okay, that was 2011. Is that 20 years? No, it's not. It's 13 years. Okay, so 61, 79, buck 15, buck 32, buck 60, buck 75, buck 94. Ooh, nice. Premiums consistently increasing, but it's only 11 years worth of increased dividends. Okay, and it's $300. Okay, the 310 is going for $4, which is over 1%. Okay, so if you like AMGN, fine. Okay, for me, it's a no because I don't do stocks over 250. Mr. Wayne, back again. All righty. CMTG. I never heard of that one. CMTG. Okay, so back to AMGN. Check it out. A year ago, 220. Jumps up to 330. Say 220 to 330 is a 50% increase. And what is that, 6 months, 7 months? Okay, from June all the way up until February. And then she drops down to 260, shoots up. Look at this black swan here. Remember, it happens once in a while. Okay, but it's always nice to be on the good side of the black swan than the back side. Okay, so let's take a look at the last 30 days. All right, so here's the last 30 days. Are you ready? CBA, and PRU, huh? Prudential. You like Prudential, huh? All right, well, let's just hang tight. We'll get to it. All right, so AMGN. 310. The 310 is going for $4. $4 is more than 1% of 310. But look at where we are. It's a 30-day high. She drops, finds a 30-day bottom, shoots up, finds a 30-day bottom again. Kind of tie. Okay, double bottom. And then she shoots up. Look where she is right now. 309. There's not that much room here. There's a lot more room here for profit taking 1, 2, 3, 4. But look at the size of the up days. There's a high probability, in my humble opinion, that she could turn and go back down and start gobbling up some of that profits. Or she could continue. Tomorrow's a good idea to find a look when the market opens first thing in the morning. Okay, 309, 309. Okay. All good. What does AMGN usually do this time of year? This time of year. All right, it's pretty much flat. See? Basically going nowhere for the next couple of weeks. Well, alrighty then. AT&T of Philip Morris. Oh. What is Philip Morris? PH is Parker Hannifin. So what is Philip Morris? Philip Morris is PM, isn't it? Yeah, PM. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. All right, here we are. All right, so I heard Verizon is better than AT&T. All right. VZ. Okay, we're looking at Verizon very shortly. AT&T, we'll look at it right after we look at. So we'll look at Verizon, then we'll look at AT&T. Big Rave, Altria, MO is on the list. Philip Morris is MO. No. MO is Altria. Philip Morris is PM. Okay. Big Rave. Philip Morris is PM. All right. PM. Yep. Philip Morris. And MO. Altria. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what are we looking at now? Well, let's finish up REBM. Okay, so that was with AMGN. Okay, if you like it, fine. I don't like the fact it only has 11 years of dividends. I like 20 years personally. But if you're okay with, 11 years of dividends, AMGN may work for you. The numbers worked. Why not? All right, so now we're looking at IBM. IBM, 173.99. You're closest to the 174. There isn't a 174. The 175 is going for 159. That might be a good deal right there. It's less than 1%, but it is IBM, and it looks like it's going to be a no. Look at the chart right here. Okay, you can't see that here. That's why this chart here is live on YouTube. Okay, if you can't see these little tiny numbers, and you can't see these little chart movements, all right, on your laptop or on your iPhone. That's why this screen is live on YouTube. So if you have, I don't know, Verizon, Comcast, or whatever internet service provider you have, more than likely they will allow you to look at YouTube channels. The 10-Minute Trader has 2 live YouTube channels at this moment in time. One that looks very similar to this, me standing in front of the screen, and the other one is just the screen itself. Now, just the screen itself will allow you to see all these small numbers. All right, so can gaps in the stock trade chart have any negative effect on your trade? Mr. Wayne, it all depends on where they are. Now, gaps have a tendency to fill. See this gap here? Okay, this one filled over here. This gap here hasn't filled yet. Okay, this gap to the upside, it filled coming down here. This one here has not filled yet. So this is going to go to the upside. All right. PGA Hork, 20. What is that? Philip Morris, 20 years of dividends. Can we discuss and cover it? Yes, we are going to look at Philip Morris. Okay. Now I write the stocks down as they come. Okay, this is the list we're looking at right here. Okay, this is today. Got a long way to go. Show your P&L. Okay, which account? I have 6 accounts. You want to see my P&L? I got 6 accounts. Which one do you want to see? All right, Poppy. Poppy, my P&L shouldn't really matter. What should matter is what am I saying and does it make sense? Show aggregate. I have no idea what you mean by show aggregate. All 6. Well, that sure ain't going to happen. All right. That's a long list. How long are you live? All right. PGA Hork, I'm live between 9 and 11:30 every night since the beginning of January. Okay, over, I don't even know how many days that is. How many days is that? 365, or about halfway through. 100, over 140. Wait a minute, no, it'd be over 100, yeah, about 140 so far. 140 days, well, since the beginning of January. Okay, the half-year mark is the end of the month. So 365, what's happened 365? That's 180 something. I don't freaking know. I've been on since the beginning of January. Okay, 2 weeks. We have to the end of the second quarter, beginning of the third quarter. I've only missed 2 days. The first quarter, second quarter, altogether only 2 days. 182.5. Okay, so if we got 2 weeks left, 14, it's like 160 something. What are you looking at for tomorrow? All right, Corey, you're relatively new here. Let me explain that in a second. I've been watching for 4 days. That's a lot. Could be volatile triple witching day tomorrow, or it could be boring Friday in the summer. Okay. AMC, do you still sell calls when you're losing money on your stock? Interesting. Yes, I do. I follow it down. I stay 4 or 5 strikes out of the money. That way I'm collecting something, but not putting myself at risk. Chipotle splitting. Chipotle is a no to me. Okay, it's way overpriced in my humble opinion. Let's get back to what we're talking about. We're talking about IBM. Okay, IBM. First thing I want to see, buy CrowdStrike. I have no idea what that is. Short week, thinking it'll be slow. Don't know. We'll find out. Okay, now 174.99. The closest one's going to be the 175. That's just barely 1%. But if she does hit 175, that's going to be over 1% because you're going to get the difference between the 174 and the 175. That's another buck. All right, so IBM, let's take a good gander at it. First thing I always want to see after I check out the numbers, what am I going to collect? I want to see where the high is for the year, where's the low for the year, and which direction is it going? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Which direction is it going? That should take no more than 4 seconds. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Simple. Okay? A year ago today, we were at 136.66. Found the bottom at the end of June last year, and that was 129.18. Okay, the high of the year was in the middle of March, 198.72. Is that right? 198. No, 199.18. Okay, so 199.18 is the high of the year, and that was back in March. Okay, so look where she went from March. From March, she comes down, big drop, back up, drop, back up, drop. Now she goes back up, but she gapped up. So that might have some effect on the profit. I mean, on whether it's going to continue going up. Do you like insurance stocks? Sure, I do. It all depends on who they are. Okay, all depends on who they are. So let's look at the last 30 days, and that would be the 20th. Here we go. 30 days ago, we opened up at 169. Then she hit 175.50. That was the high of the 30-day period. Here's the 30-day bottom. What usually happens after the 30-day bottom? She turns around, goes back up. Exactly what she did. That's a little too high. It's probably going to come back down. So, yeah, I don't see it going up. JPM, Citi, thoughts? JP Morgan, JPM, and what was the other one? Citigroup. We'll take a gander at those, but you got a long way to go. We might not get to them tonight. It might be tomorrow night. Insurance stocks rough with all of the catastrophic claims and inflation of 22% on premiums the last two. Okay, Snap, Oracle, SNAP, and ORCL. All right, we'll take a look at those. NVIDIA. Natalia, my thoughts on NVIDIA is a big fat no. Okay, it's like 130 bucks. And what is the dividend? 1 cent. What's the book value? $2. Okay, why would you put your money into a company that's only a $2 stock? Might be a good time to cost average down. Okay. Time to load up on the 5-year tips. I have no idea what you're talking about. Snap has no dividends. Randall, thank you very much for that. So Snap is out of the question. Let's finish up with IBM. Okay, my personal opinion on IBM. Okay, here's your 30-day bottom here. Okay, here's where we are now. Here's your previous 30-day top. You think it's going to still go up? Hey, it's a gamble you should take, not me. Dow Inc. DOW. Okay, BJR Hork. Okay, you're talking about NVIDIA. Okay, they're up 500%. Big deal. What does that mean? You think it'll go up another 500%? I don't know. We talked about NVIDIA 2 nights ago. It's a hard no. Yep, absolutely. But you do you. Thank you very much for that, Angel. Lucid Cars. I know it's low, but Lucid Cars doesn't even register on the... It doesn't even register, okay? They don't have 20 years of increased dividend. WBA is 4.3 for next week. Cool beans, Albert. I like that one. Agreed. Okay, thanks, Mr. Hork. All right, so let's get back to what we're looking at. IBM is going to be a no for me only because it's too close to the high for me. For me. Okay, you guys like IBM? Great. Why not? The tortoises win the race over time. Absolutely correct. All right, now, next on the list, Verizon and AT&T. Somebody wanted to see comparison. Well, let's take a look. Verizon, VZ, Verizon. Here we go. 40.35. Now, the numbers I'm looking at here, you can get these numbers anywhere. Anywhere online. What was the last trade? What's the bid? What's the ask? What's the volume? What's the open? What's the low? What's the high? Okay. Do you buy your stocks near the 52-week low? AMC, no. I buy them when they're low. You make money by buying low and selling high. Well, where is the low? Well, look at this chart right here. This is Verizon. Look, it went up, it came down. Nice time to buy it. Okay, from down, she went up. Good time to sell. Down, time to buy. Up, time to sell. How do you do that? Well, we look at the stocks every day. Why? Well, because it's my money. It takes me less than 10 minutes a day to look at it. Gas stocks are on fire. XM, Chevron, BP, and others. Good dividends on most. Andrew, you're absolutely correct. We have a couple of them on our list we'll take a look at. Right, but at this moment, we're looking at Verizon. First thing I want to see is, what am I paying for it? $40.35. And what can I sell that for? Well, the closest one is going to be the $40.50. And the $40.50 is only going for 30 cents a share. That's not even close to 1%. Okay, well, that's Verizon. And we didn't even look at the chart. So let's jump on AT&T and see if that looks better. Okay, 1811, the 18s are going for 26, the 1850s are going for 6. 1811, I'd be losing 11 cents. Off of that, be 11, 15. That's not 1% either, but it's closer to 1% than the other one. AGNC is my #1 pick. Great monthly dividends. Well, alrighty then. There you go. Ever come across any corporate actions? I don't really pay attention to that. Okay, my main focus is who pays a dividend consistently and consistently increases. What do I mean by that? Well, if a company continuously increases their dividends every single year for 2 decades, they say 1 out of 5 companies don't make it to 3 years. 1 out of 10 don't make it to 10 years. 1 out of 100, or is it 1 out of 100 don't make it to 10 years? Yeah, 1 out of 100 don't make it to 10 years. 1 out of 1,000 makes it to 20 years. So if a company consistently increases for 20 years or more, what does that mean? Well, it means they're consistently profitable. Okay, if they're consistently profitable, that's where I want to put my money. Tons of books on Amazon. I only have 13 books on Amazon. All right. Do you agree with AGNC? I don't like AGNC only because they've only had their dividend increases for 11 years. Okay, I like 20 years or more. But if you like AGNC, hey, more power to you. And it's over 250. I like to draw the line at 250. Since dividend stocks are more buy and hold than trade, but is the idea that you want to hold? No. I don't want to hold anything. The longest I've ever held onto a stock was 9 months, and that was Kimberly-Clark last year. Now, I didn't hold it because I wanted to. I held it, and then it went down. It went down for 6 months, 9 months, before she came back up and I was able to sell it for a profit. Okay, the rules are very simple in a trading strategy. First of all, it was made for a 9-year-old. What does that mean? Well, my daughter was 9 years old, and she wasn't a Mensa student. Okay, you guys should know what that means. Okay, she wasn't a Mensa student. She was just an average, everyday 9-year-old girl. Simple. Had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and then no way she could lose. Well, how do I do that? Number one, don't ever buy something you do not want to hold on to long term. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company has 20 years or more of increased dividends. Weekly options, and then make sure the numbers work. First thing I want to see is, when are they paying their dividend? Why do I want to know the dividend? Why do I want to know when? Well, because stocks have a tendency to go up in value just before the dividend. See the little green dots? All these green dots represent a certain company paying it a dividend. Let me read a few of them to you. McDonald's, Nike, Halliburton, Mosaic, General Motors, Kimberly-Clark, Mosaic, Coca-Cola, Macy's, Kohl's, Hewlett-Packard, Merck, Philip Morris, American Express, Humana, John Deere. Come on, you've heard of every single one of them. These are the only companies I look at. Okay, I make sure the company has been in business for a long enough time to prove that they can run a company successfully. Because it is our money. My money is my money, and I want to make sure it's going someplace safe, secure, and predictable. And I want my income. I want a 1% weekly income. Why? Because I'm retired. I want to make sure that little nest egg that I worked all my working adult life for is going to give me some type of return. Okay, so the return I'm looking for is 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. Now, the 50% that I'm making, I live very comfortably with that. Okay, you guys can do it. It's really not that difficult. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Never buy something you don't want to own. Never buy something you don't understand. Never buy something you don't want to be. You have to understand what they do. Okay, some of these companies, ECL, no idea, never heard of them. Okay, DUK, I think that's Duke Energy. Okay, DKS, never heard of them. FUBO, never heard of them. MU, not really. ARM, no. ADN, no. Because a lot of these companies, I've never even heard of these. Now, if you think, now I've been doing this for over 20 years, if you think there's a stock that I have not seen or that I'm not aware of, I'll be more than glad to I can think of something worthy of you actually telling me which stock you think it is. But since January, okay, it's been over almost 175 days. Okay, so 175 episodes. 175 episodes. I have seen only 2 that I have overlooked that I did not know. Okay, one was, I think, Whirlpool, and the other one, I think it was GIS. What is GIS? General Mills. Those are the only 2 that I missed. Other than that, I know just about all of them. With the petrodollar not getting renewed, what was he saying? Okay, petrodollar, does that mean oil stocks will go up or down? You know what? I honestly couldn't tell you. Economics is not my thing. My thing is, does a company consistently increase their dividends? If so, does the stock go up before the dividend is paid? If so, can I buy it at a certain price, sell it at a certain price, make a certain amount of money, and is it the right time? It's kind of like a couple of pieces together. How much money do I need to get started? Okay, we're all different. We all have our different goals. Okay, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what your goals are. Okay, you can start with as low as 50 bucks and then consistently put money in on a weekly basis. Now, if you're looking to increase 1% per week, starting out with 50 bucks, it's going to take you a while to get to something halfway decent. Okay, now I have a couple accounts I share. Okay, I have a $100,000 account which brings in about $1,000 a week. Okay, if you want to replace your income, okay, you have to look at how much do you have available. What is 1% of that? So 1% of 100,000 is $1,000. Okay, over a year, that's a $50,000 per year. That's a 50% return. Now, how long is it going to take you to get to 100,000? Well, that's totally up to you. Okay, if you only have 50,000, what's 50% of 50,000? Well, that's 25,000. That's $500 a week. Okay, so if you have to put money in an account and just keep building on it until it gets to a certain point where you can live comfortably, hey, great. Okay, we're all going to retire somehow. Okay, at some point in time, there's only 3 ways to retire. Okay, I always thought there was 2, but nope, there's 3. You ready? 1, you age out. Age out. What does that mean? You get to a certain age and they say, all right, yeah, don't bother showing up anymore. I'm retired, just need a supplement. All right, old guard, that's cool. So, you probably know this. At some point in time, they say, hey, buddy, you're like 95 years old. Go home, spend the time with your wife. You either age out or you walk out, which means you have enough money in your retirement account where you don't need to work anymore. Or, number 3, they carry you out. What does that mean? That means you die on the work floor. It's kind of gruesome if you think about it. Okay, so back to this. With the petrodollar not getting renewed, does that mean oil stocks will go up or down? Well, the funny thing about oil stocks, all right, I need cash flow for sure. Okay, old guard, what I'm looking for is safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. 98% of all my money is invested in the stock market every single week. Am I susceptible to a big drop? Yes, I am. But I've been doing this long enough. I know if and when it drops, I can still sell options against those stocks, and those stocks will still increase their dividends. Why? Well, let's take a look at some of them. ExxonMobil, over 100 years old. Bank of America, over 100 years old. Colgate-Palmolive, over 100 years old. Wells Fargo, over 100 years old. Mosaic, over 100 years old. Altria, over 100 years old. There's a whole bunch of them. There's literally over 100 companies that are over 100 years old. Now, there are. How do I learn your system? Well, Old Guard, my suggestion is just show up. I live stream every single night from 9 p.m. to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, you can catch me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and soon I'll be adding a few more channels as soon as I get those things figured out. What was I saying? That's what happens when you don't have a tendency to forget what you're saying. That's funny. Don't get old. It's not easy. All right. Let's finish taking a look at AT&T. We already did the difference between AT&T and Verizon. Okay, both good companies. All right, we all heard of both of them. AT&T is giving a better premium. Why are you doing this? How do you make money? Old Guard, awesome question. Let me answer. Ooh, temperature, damn it. And I had the fan blowing on the damn camera. Okay, YouTube just turned off. I had the fan blowing on the camera to keep it cool, and apparently I moved a little bit so that I could enjoy some of that breeze, but I guess not. I guess the camera needs it more than me. Why am I doing it? Well, I feel compelled to wait for YouTube to sign back in before I finish up that question. So maybe I'll do that. Wait for him to show up again before I answer that question. All right, AT&T and Verizon, both good companies. Both are on my list. Okay, both have been around for a while. AT&T's been around for over 100 years. Verizon, not as much, but they both do about the same thing. Okay, but your ROI is better on AT&T than on Verizon. But it all depends. You know, do you like AT&T? Do you like Verizon? Which one do you like? Me, I like to go by when are they paying their dividend? Am I making my 1%? And is the chart telling me it's the right time to buy? For AT&T, not at the moment. Why? Here's your 30-day bottom, 30-day high, comes back down, and she shoots back up. Look how close she is to the 30-day high. Yeah, I don't want to take that risk. I like simple, safe, effective. You know, I don't like risk. All right, next on the list, my favorite stock of the year. Let me answer some of these questions first before I go on. PLTR is a no. I don't think they have dividends. Let's look at Altria. Altria is on the list. Okay, so when you guys rattle off stocks, this is what it looks like. Okay, all of these. Right now, we are right here. Okay, I got all these to go to. And where is Altria? Altria is about 25 stocks away before I get to Altria. Sorry. I do them as they come in. I think it's only fair. Next on the list, Macy's. My favorite stock this year. Been very nice to me all year long. Okay. Let's take a look at the numbers. First thing I want. Oop, I missed some of these questions. Dividend stock talk is the way to go to make money. Actually, it's not. I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. This is not to make money. This is to be conservative and grow your money slowly. Because this is not, you know, put your money in and then overnight you're going to make a bunch of money. No, it's not that at all. It's 1% per week. That is slow. That is boring. That is, you guys are new here, okay? I've been looking at Macy's every single day for the past 15 years, okay? Okay, I look at it. I buy it if the numbers work. I don't buy it. I think this year so far, we're in week number 24? 25? No, we're in week number 20. Are we in week 25? Yes. We're in week 25. Check it out. Here's where we are right here. We're in week number 25 of the year. Next week is week number 26. Then the year's half over. We're in week 25. Okay, so we're in week 25 of the year. And out of those 25 weeks, I must have had Macy's in at least 16 to 18 of those weeks. It just worked out very nice for me this year. Okay, is the idea that you just dip in and out with a goal to hold when the dividend is declared. All right, big A. There's 4 dates to remember when you're talking about dividends. Okay, 4 dates to remember. Okay, listen closely. You have the announcement date. Date number 1, the announcement date. That's when the company announces their dividend. Okay, date number 2 is the most important date, is the EX dividend date. Okay, or called the X date, whatever you want to call it. All right, it is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. Date number 3, the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Okay, so as long as you own the stock before the EX date, you can buy it 1 day before the EX date and still be eligible for the dividend. Crazy. Growing up, I thought you had to own it all year long to collect a dividend. But no, you only have to have it for a day or 2. That's it. Okay, date number 4, the payment date. Self-explanatory when you get the money. So, if each one of these green dots represents a company on the calendar, that means that's when they pay their dividend. Look, Comcast, American Express, Cisco, JP Morgan, NTEP, Cisco. Oh, sorry. No, Costco. Yeah, no, Cisco. That's weird. Cisco and Cisco have the EX date on the same day. That's weird. Cisco, CSCO, and Cisco, SYY, both have their dividend on the same day. Philip Morris, Bed Bath & Beyond, Hewlett Packard, Kohl's, Halliburton, Mosaic, Home Depot, Goldman Sachs, QCOM, AGNC, Dow, Baxter Energy. You've heard of all these companies. They've been around for a long period of time. So if I buy the stock, Philip Morris, 2 weeks before they pay their dividend, right here, I sell it to someone to buy it from me for the exact same price I paid for it. Okay, let's see if YouTube's coming back on again. Coming back on. She's cooled off. Resume. All right. What dividend is this? To make money. Blah 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 blah. I'm retired. Blah blah blah. Okay. So old guard. Sorry about that. Camera got overheated. Turned off. I want to answer your question. I forget what the question was. What was the last question he asked? Uh-oh. There was a question he asked. I forgot what it was, and I was holding off until he came back on. Okay, is the idea, okay, that's exactly what I do, big A. I decide when the stock is having their dividend. I buy it 2 weeks before. Okay, so American Express, the 5th of July, I'll buy it on the 17th, collect a premium. Great, if it hits my target, wonderful, I'm out, see you in 90 days. What does that mean? Every 90 days, American Express pays a dividend, every 90 days. So if I get my 1% here, I don't need to do it again. But if I don't get my 1% and it doesn't hit my target, I'll do it again. Get another premium here. If it hits my target, back to cash. Great. If not, I'll do it again. Another premium and I collect a dividend. Premium, 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 dividend. Okay, that's a way of increase. That's like a way of tripling your returns 2 weeks before the dividend. Okay, remember what you bought your stock on, because that never changes. Whatever you buy your stock on, that number never changes. What does change is the chart and the valuations, because stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down. The idea is to look at, we're going to show you 30 days. I'm back. Why are you doing this and how do you make money? Okay, old guard, that's an awesome question. That's what it was. Why am I doing this and how do I make money? Well, believe it or not, I'm at that point in my life where money doesn't have as much value as it used to. I'm 60 years old. I make enough to have comfortable living. Okay, my children live right across the street. My grandson's right across the street. My mother's 1 town over. Okay, my sisters, I don't really talk to them. They're in different states. Okay, so why would I want to be somewhere else? Okay, the money that I have, that I worked for, I've been working since 1970s. Oh my goodness, I think it was 1974. Got my first job, Old Man Simmons Farm. Okay, picking tomatoes, green beans, planting pumpkins and blue Hubbard squash. And then we, in the afternoons after school, we go and we run out to the woods and we cut down trees, split them and yeah, it was fun. Okay, since I was 13. Okay, now I just recently retired. I have a certain amount of money. That money gives me enough to live comfortably. Okay, so I'm at the point where I'm trying to pass along my knowledge. Also, I am building kind of like a database or a foundation for a corporation that I am creating for my children and my grandchildren to take over in 5 or 10 or 15 years. So I'm doing the legwork now. I've committed myself to do lives 1 year, see if I can do it every single day without missing one. So far I've only missed 2 days out of 160, 180 days, something like that. Okay, but for the next 2 years, I'm going to be doing this so that I can get what's called a track record, so people can actually see all the numbers that I did, and you can actually interact with me. Say, yeah, I remember when he did that. So once I get to that level, I'm going to be putting together a corporation of like-minded people that want to create a fund for people who come up with a place so they can invest their money, because not everybody's want to invest their money. So if you can put your money someplace you can guarantee 12% or 18% per year, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, that's appealing to some people. That's what I'm looking to do. Okay, I'm looking to find like-minded people that want to be a board members of the corporation that I am currently putting together. All right, so it's not always about the money. Nice. How can I watch you do it live each Monday? Oh, I am live trading every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. until about 10:30, 11. And then we're on Friday afternoon at 3, because I do most of my buying on a Monday. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we just look at it to make sure everything's in line. Friday is the day where we figure out, hey, were we right? Were we wrong? Are there any adjustments? That is not free. That is a paid service. Okay, but here at night, it is free. You can ask any questions you want. I go over things, but I don't go in as much depth as I do in the live shows. In the live shows, we're on until you guys run out of questions. So if you have questions, you're serious about investing your own money, yeah, it's $100 a month. You get there and you get to ask me anything, and I can actually walk you through the trades. Okay, I can't tell you what to do. I can show you what I do, and then we can go from there. All right, so Macy's. I love Macy's. Let's take a first look at Macy's. Very first thing I want to do, besides when do they pay their dividend, is I want to find out, what am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? How much am I making? Well, if it's $18.39, the closest one's going to be $18.50. That's 39 cents. That is close to 2%. Okay, you like that, old guard? That is close to 2%. So if the stock right now, it's at $18.33. Okay, we're going to go and take a closer look at this, but just hear me out for a second. It's at $18.33. So if it's above $18.50 come next Friday, I'm making the 39 cents plus the difference between $18.39 and $18.50, which is another 21 cents. Okay, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have 100 shares or 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares, however much you have, it's 39 cents per share. Look at the 18; it's going for 65. I would probably do the 18s, collect my 1.5%, and say, great, because it only has to be over 18. Well, right now she's at 18.33. Well, let's take a look at the chart and see what that's telling us. Because the one thing I want you to take away from this, if you don't learn anything else, okay, one thing is, does it make sense? Buy a company that I like, okay? What am I paying for it? What am I selling it to someone else at? What am I collecting? How safe is it? Okay, a covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there are. You buying the stock of a good company that has a weekly dividend, because I want a weekly cash flow. I don't know about you, but my bills come due every month, which means I get them every week. Right? So I want weekly cash flow because I have enough money to give me a comfortable weekly cash flow. I couldn't do it monthly. Okay, so 1% per week, great, that's 50% per year. 1% per month, yeah, that's only 12% per year. I probably couldn't live off of 12. Well, I know I can't live off this 12%. I can live on 50. 50% is tough enough to live off of, from what I have. All right. Next, take a couple more questions. Buy before the EX date. Correct. What's your definition of long term? Angel, I think we already did that. The longest I've ever held anything is 9 months. And I didn't do it because I wanted to. Okay? So, originally it was 6 months. That was Target and PPG. But Kimberly Clark came in and said, no, I'm not giving you the satisfaction. So I had to carry it for 9 months. Intel, yeah. Natalia, I like Intel. INTC. I actually have, this week, I actually have some Intel. And Natalia, I can't tell you whether or not to stay in. I'm not a buy and hold kind of guy. I'm strictly buy, sell, get out, find something else. Okay, now, I've been waiting to do this all day. You ready? There's over 9,552 companies I can jump into at any point in time. Any day, 9,552. Out of those, less than 300 actually make my list. My two criteria, just two simple criteria: 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. Those two criteria knocks out 97% of all the other stocks in the stock market. 97. So I'm looking at 3%. All right. What platform do you use? Okay, Hork. This is Thinkorswim. Okay, you can download it for free. They even have a paper trading account. What do you call it? I don't want to call it an app. There's a place where you can do paper trading that allows you. It's kind of like monopoly money with the stock market. Okay, that's what I suggest everybody do. Get an account, okay, a fake account, and then you just trade it as if it was real money before you put real money in it. Diane Vars is watching. Diane, how are you doing over there? All right, so Thinkorswim, you download it onto your computer or your laptop. Okay, I like the downloadable version better than the online version. The online version is not as good as it used to be. What platform you use? Okay, we're at that question. Platform, yep, I just told you. Felix, Thinkorswim, platform, Thinkorswim, Thinkorswim. How many years have you been investing? Over 20. Why not just buy CDs with only interest rate risk? Well, PGA Hork, I can't live off of, what's the CD rate nowadays? 2%, 3%? I can't live off of that. Thank you. Thinkorswim was staying in. Thank you for staying in there nightly. You got it. What is the risk with this strategy? Okay, well, let me explain to you the risk with this strategy. I don't even know what that name. What kind of a name is that? Was that DLH FJDJJ1? That's a weird name. How many years have I been doing trading? 5.5. No, I've been doing over 20 years. All right, so, all right, this trading strategy I created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 08. I don't know if you guys remember what 08 was like. What was I going? Oh, what's the risk? Here's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. Is there risk? Well, there's risk to everything. There's risks to getting out of bed. There's risks to staying in bed. There's risks to walking out your door. There's risks with staying into the house. Anything and everything you do or do not do has risk, has consequences. So whether you do something, there's a consequence. Whether you do nothing, well, there's a consequence there too. You just got to figure out what you're willing to live with. Okay. That being said, let's say hypothetically, Macy's. I'll give you an example. Macy's, it's been in business for over 100 years. They used to be a dividend king, which is 5 decades of increased dividends. They cut them a while back. I don't remember when it was. But still, they've been in business for over 100 years. Okay, they had an offer on the table as a buyout. They rejected it and said, we weren't going to do that. Worst case scenario, we will buy back all our stocks and we'll go private. That's what they said. Okay, fine. All right, so here's your risk. Do you think Macy's is going to go bankrupt in the next couple of years? Well, there's your risk. How about Coca-Cola? They've been in business since 1880s. They've been in business for 140 years. Where's the risk? Well, if a meteor fell in Atlanta, Georgia, wiped out Atlanta, Georgia, well, they have Coca-Cola plants in other parts of the country. They even have Coca-Cola plants in different parts of the world. So what is the risk to buying Coca-Cola? I don't really see Coca-Cola going out of business. So if you buy the stock, regardless of what price you buy it for, okay, let's say hypothetically, I buy 1,000 shares at 22. What is the dividend for Macy's? Hold on. 17 cents a share. Okay, so let's say, hypothetically speaking, okay, here comes your risk. You ready? If I buy 1,000 shares at 22, what am I getting as a dividend? Well, I'm getting 174 bucks. Okay, now 1,000 shares at 22. Now let's say it drops like what it did over here, down to 11 bucks. Okay, so now I've lost 50% of the value of my stocks. How many do I have? I still have 1,000 shares. I bought them at 22. Now they're worth 11. What am I collecting in dividends? Well, I'm collecting 174 bucks. The amount of money you're collecting per share doesn't change. What you paid for it, if I paid 22 bucks, that doesn't change. What does change is the up and down in the valuation. Okay, so whether or not I bought it at $22 or $11, I'm still getting the 17 cents per share. Better yet, this company's increased consistently. So next year, I'm getting more than 174 bucks for the 1,000 shares I have. Then the year after that, it will be more money again. The year after that will be more money again until this thing goes past the 22 where I bought it for. That's where I sell, and then I get my profit. However, I will continue, as long as I own the stock, is write a call option against it. Okay, so here comes a little bit more risk. If I'm in at 22, the 22s are way down here, like 1 cent per share. Maybe I'll sell the 1950s. Well, because the 1950s are far enough away, I don't see there to be any risk there. Okay, and you always have the opportunity of putting an alert. So if you're here at 1833 and you sell the 1950s, and if stock gets close to 1950, you get alerted. You have 1 day to figure that out. So if you're playing the game, make sure you have your phone with you just in case you get that phone call and say, hello, you got to take care of the situation. Well, then you got to take care of the situation. So the only risk comes in is if you sell it for less than what you paid for it, or you don't understand what you're doing. Okay, so never do something you do not understand, which is rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to own long term. I have no problems with Macy's whatsoever. Okay, most of the stocks you see me buying, or you see me on my personal list. Now this here, okay, what you see here, this is this week. That's last week. That's the week before. That's the week before. And you get so on and so forth. All those pages all the way back to January 1st or January 2nd. Okay, I look at hundreds of stocks every week from what you guys ask me to. Okay, the risk comes in when you don't know exactly what it is you're buying or why you're buying it. Okay, McDonald's, you've heard of McDonald's. Nikes, you've heard of Nikes. Mark, I don't know, you probably heard of them, I'm not sure. Comcast, you've heard of Comcast. JP Morgan, American Express, General Motors, Mosaic, Halliburton, you probably heard of all those companies. Those are the only ones that I personally do because I feel the risk is less because they've been in business for so long. Okay, I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking to buy it at 18 and having it go up to 22. I'm looking for 1%. What is 1% of $18? Well, it's 18 cents. That's all I'm looking for on a weekly basis. When do I jump in? Well, I want to find out where the high is. See, here's the high. Here's the low. She went up. She went down. Where do you think she's going next? Well, let's take a closer look at the. Hey, out. Let's take a closer look at the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, look where the stock was. Oh, can't even see that one. Let's turn this a little bit. I can't make it smaller. All right, there we go, right there. All right. So 30 days ago, here we are, 20 bucks. She shoots on up to $20.70. That's the high of the 30-day period. Okay, from there, she drops all the way down to here on the 4th. That's the bottom, 1810. Okay, back up, back down. Look, you could actually, you can get a third grader to do this. Up, down, up, down. Where's going next? Up. It's right there in front of us. Hi, everyone. Sir Laurie. What's rule 5? Ooh, rule 5 is make sure the numbers work. Okay, what do I mean by the numbers? Right here. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? Is that over 1%? And do the charts all tell me the same thing? Well, this chart right here is telling me here's your 30-day high, your 30-day bottom. She went back up, back down. Where's she going to go next? Okay, I like 2 days to the upside. Right now, we're here, which is 1815. I would like it to turn around. I like 2 green days in a row before I jump in. Kellogg's. Ooh, I like Kellogg's. But you got to give me the ticker symbol. Hey, it's the favorite mailman. Hey, hey, hey. Is there any week where the numbers don't work and you don't buy anything? Never. Nice question, Hal, but never. There's never been a week where I haven't bought something. I think he means all 5 rules. Oh, all 5 rules. You ready? How about we go from the beginning, okay? First, let me give you the disclaimer. Okay, here's yours. Hold on a second. All right. Here's your disclaimer. You ready? Number 1. There's over 24 people pretending to be me here on TikTok. There are other platforms where people are pretending to be me. If you really want to talk to me, seriously, talk to me. All right. The next quarter, we're going to have a phone number up here, separate phone number. You guys can call in. You go talk to the moderators. The moderators will pass you through if you have a good question. Okay, I'm not going to answer stupid questions. Okay, now the moderators, they've been here for a while. Okay, they will only want to take a look at stocks that are over 20 years old, have weekly options, and it's a good company to take a look at. So you talk to the moderator first before you get to talk to me. All right, if you want to talk to me, send me your phone number. DM me with your phone number. I will give you a call. We'll chat. See if this is right for you. This is not right for everyone. This is slow. This is boring. I look at the exact same stocks over and over and over again. KLG. Wow, I've never heard of KLG. Okay. Mark Sherman. Mark, I've never heard of KLG. I couldn't even begin to tell you anything. KLG. Kellogg's. Well, I have heard of Kellogg's. KLG, it's going to be a no. 1% a week doesn't sound slow or boring. Well, it kind of is if you think about it. KLG is Kellogg's, okay? And Kellogg's is a monthly. Okay, so why don't I like monthlies? Because there's only 12 months in a year. Let's take a look at the numbers. 1802 for Kellogg's. The closest one, 1750. I got to hold it for 4 months. Wow. I'm losing 52 cents. Take 52 cents off that means I'm making 40, which is, oh, let's check out the numbers there for Kellogg's. Okay, 1750 is paying 90 cents. And we subtract 52 cents. The reason we're subtracting 52 cents is because I'm buying it for 1802. If I buy it for 1802, sell it for 1750, I collect 90 cents. So that 52 cents is going to come off somewhere. Hey, Jolly, you had Kellogg's last week? All right, so we're taking the 52 cents off of that. That would bring me 40.38. That would bring me to 38 cents a share. Is that right? No, that's not right. Okay. 0.9 subtract 0.52. 38 cents a share. Okay, so 38 cents a share divide 1750 equals 2.14%. BTI. BTI. Simone, BTI. The problem is, in order to buy multiple stocks, you have to have a margin account. Actually, no, you don't. EC. I don't think margin's bad, especially when you're starting out. Just know how it works. You're absolutely right, Angel. Do you know futures? Michael, yes, I do know futures, but we don't talk about them here. Okay, here we only talk about dividend investing for weekly cash flow with dividend stocks, not futures. Sorry, Michael. Okay, so look, this is one of the reasons I don't like monthlies. Number one, it looks good. Okay, so right now I can buy it at 18, sell the 1750s, and grab 90 cents, which is 2.1% return. 2.1% return. That sounds like a good number, doesn't it? CRON. Okay, central banks, never heard of it. Why don't I like this? 2.1%. That's nice, but that's per month. Okay, which means the most I can make is 24% per year. Do you do weekly options? Shamroy Brown, yes, I do. That's what we're talking about right now. This right here is a monthly option. Why don't I like it? Well, because I have to take this 2.1% and I got to divide it by 4. Divide it by 4, and it's actually giving me 0.5% per week. And then what makes it worse, okay, here's your high of the year, here's your low over here. Well, it's kind of easy to see where it's going to be in the next 4 weeks. Okay. Okay. CRON, no dividends. Okay, that's a no. Sorry, dude. Thanks, 86. Thanks for that. Shamroy Brown, sorry about that. I only do companies that have weekly options. Where are you trading from? Well, at the moment, I'm in Florida. What's the difference between options and futures? Well, they both expire. Futures has to do with commodities, where options have to do, well, stock options. Okay, stock options have to do with buying and selling stocks. Okay, futures do have options. They have options futures, but futures don't have dividends. Okay, so if I bought, let's say a couple of tons of wheat, right? I don't get a dividend. I get whatever I get for it, and it could be challenging. What are your thoughts on Apple? Ooh, Lexi, nobody's asked about Apple for weeks. Okay, I used to own Apple, but it was only paying me. All right, listen to this. I used to have Apple, but it's only paying me 4% a week, so I got rid of it. Moved up to something that was paying more. All right, what if the stock you bought drops the following week? Do you sell the same option price? User 74, 62, 49, 16, 18, 008. Don't know what your parents were thinking when they named you. Anyway, yes, I do. It all comes down to the numbers. If I buy Kellogg's at 18, I'll sell the 18s, which they don't have an 18. But next week, if it drops down to 17, I'll still try to sell the 18. I'll go back with the numbers. Now, I like to go 4 to 5 strikes out of the money once it goes down. So if she goes from 18 down to like 14, I'll probably sell the 16s or the 17s. What about buying calls? I don't buy calls. Sorry. What was that? Vishal Shah? Vishal Shah? Okay, I don't buy calls because calls are risky. Calls expire. I sell calls. Are 30-day highs and lows more important to traders that trade weekly? Mr. Wayne. Okay, there are so many different trading strategies out there. I honestly couldn't tell you what's important to other people. Okay, I grew up with I come from a generation where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I've been making over 1% per week with this strategy for over 15 years. So I don't change it. Okay? It takes me less than 10 minutes to do my own personal account. All right? So less than 10 minutes to 1% per week, which is 50% per year. If 50% per year is not enough for you, then you're at the wrong place. Okay? How do you find stocks that give quarterly or monthly dividends? Legal Dealer RX. All right, you ready? Got a pen and paper or a good memory? One or the other. You ready? Here it comes. Dividend Kings. 47 different companies that have increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. Dividend Aristocrats. 54 companies that have increased their dividends for 25 years or more. Dividend Champions. 150 companies that have increased their dividends for 25 years or more. Dividend Contenders. 10 to 24 years of increased dividends. There's over 300 of those. Okay, now I like stocks that have 20 years or more and have weekly options. There's about 300, which makes up of almost 3% of the entire stock market. So out of the whole stock market, I'm only looking at the top 3%, in my humble opinion. What do I think of 3M? I love 3M, Frankie's dad. 3M is on my list. We'll take a gander at it after we take a look at that one. Okay? Let's take a look at some more of these questions. What broker do I use? I use Thinkorswim, 1% gold per week or so, 50% per year. Yep, that's right. FLNG. Never heard of them. FLNG. Usually if I never heard them, it's going to be a no. All right. Yep. Oh, ConocoPhillips. COP. I like ConocoPhillips. What do you mean when you say weekly options? All right, leader. What is that? Legal Dealer RX. What do I mean by weekly options? You're relatively new. I can tell because you ask questions such as that. All right, let's take a gander. What about Pfizer? I like Pfizer. Pfizer's on the list. Can we see the return of the stock and the return of your dividend stock combined? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Okay, we got BitTo on the list. We're going to be taking a look at that. Do you have a list of specific 300 companies that fall into your category? Yes, I do. What do I think about NEO? Yeah, NEO's a no. Fling, they have a good dividend. Really? FLNG. Yeah, it's a no. How was that? FLNG? No. Why? It's a monthly, which means I can only do it once a month. All right, so if I buy it at 27.14, sell the 27th, I'm getting 60 cents, take the 14 off of there. So I'm walking away with 36 cents, which is a little over 1.5%. Oh, great, 1.5%. That's wonderful. That's per month. 1.5% per month over a year. That's what, 30% per year? Why would I do 30% per year when I can do 50% or more? How many different company options do you sell per week? Well, I get 6 accounts. Okay, each one has something different. Okay, I share 2 accounts publicly, doing this particular strategy only. Okay, I'm very religious about sticking to this particular strategy in this particular account. I consider this as a stepping stone. If you want to get started, something simple, something safe, predictable, consistent, and profitable, you can't get any safer than a covered call. That's where you buy the stock at a certain price, sell somebody the rights to buy it from you for almost the exact same price you paid for it, collect your 1%, say thank you very much, have a lovely day. What about BitTo? Pays 20% dividends on a monthly basis. No, it doesn't. Okay, Damien. All right, BitTo, BITO. 24.48. Right now, it's at 24.48. The 25s are going for 45 cents. Okay, 24.46. The 24s are going for 92. It was 46 cents there, so you bring in 40, which is about 2%. The 25s less than 2%. Great. All right, so let's go to the ITO. Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance has what's called the data stream. What is that? Well, it tells me all the dividends that it's paid. See? Now, I want to look at all the dividends that BitTo has paid. Oh, look at that. BitTo has only been paying dividends since February of 2023. What is that, a year and a half? Why would I invest money into a company that's only been paid a year and a half? Well, it gets worse. Are you ready? You ready? BitTo, where it gets worse? The yield is 21.5%. Well, it's a 2-year-old company, and of course it's going to have a high yield, but it's only 21.5% for the year, not for the month, for the year, 21% for the year. So I'm showing you how to get 1% per week, which is 50% per year. 50% per year is a little bit better than 21, right? And BitTo is an ETF. Basically, what does that mean? That means, here, I'm too lazy, you do it. So you're giving your money to a computer, electronically traded fund. Okay, I don't know how many Terminator movies they got to come up with it before you figure out, well, having a computer control my life is not a good idea. Well, having a computer control your money, I don't think is a good idea either. All right, where were we? Okay. Next on the list, MPW. Yeah, so sorry, BitTo doesn't have, it only has 1.5 years of dividends. It's 1.5. Okay, most companies don't make it past 3 years. 1 in 100 make it past 10. 1 in 1,000 makes it past 20 years. Okay, so this got a long way to go before it gets my respect. Terribly sorry. There's over 300 companies that do meet my criteria. Okay, 2 years of history? Yeah, no, sorry. That's like you know, giving an 18-year-old, because you get your driver's license at 16, getting an 18-year-old a Lamborghini or a Maserati. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. Okay? Yeah, if you get someone in their 40s or 50s, yeah, it makes sense because they have more responsibility. They've proven that they would do something. Not saying that it's not going to work. I'm just saying, look at the numbers. The high's 34, the low's 12. Right now it's sitting at 24. Is what it is. Okay, so next on our list, MPW. MPW. All right, MPW had an interesting day today. Okay, now just to let you know, I do have some MPW and a bunch of different accounts. Okay, is what it is. First thing I want to see, 481. What can I buy it for? Okay, the closest thing is going to be the 8 cents. Now that's pretty plain to see. $5 strike price, 8 cents per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is over 1.5% return for the week. What does the stock have to do? Well, it's got to stay above 5. Well, right now it's at 481. Okay, but ask yourself a question. Do I like MPW? Do I mind holding on to them? What do they do? Are they a solid company? How often have they increased their dividends? What's their book value? What's their earnings per share? How often have they increased their dividends? These are questions you should know before they make it onto your own list. See, this is my personal list. Okay, I have been trading for over 20 years. It took me a while to come up with that list. Now it's easier because it's, you know, right at your fingertips. You know, Dividend Kings list, boom, that gives it to you. All right, so let's take a look. A year ago, 917 topped out at 1072. That was back in the end of July. The bottomed out, got a double bottom in January of this year at $2.90. Can you imagine that, going from $10 to $2 and $2.90? That's a 60% drop. Oops, the other way. That's a 60% drop from the high of the year to the low of the year. 60% drop. Then it went from 290 up to 6, and then it doubled. Okay, so from January to May, she doubled. You didn't take your profit. The market maker took it away from you. Let's take a look at that. Last 30 days. The last 90 days. The last 3 months. Okay, 3 months ago, we're at $4. We dropped down to the $3. and then she shoots up here, doubles in price, and she's back at 481. Well, let's take a look at the last 30 days. There you go. Last 30 days. Simple. Take a look. High, low, where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? It's not that difficult to see. It was here. She shot up to the high. Okay, almost $6. Drops down to 460. Today is the 30-day bottom. Now, I already own it, so I'll be keeping my eye on it. I've sold the 5s this week. If it expires, great. I don't really care. I will sell the 5s for next week. Okay, and I'll still get my 1%. Actually get more than 1%. All right. That was MPW. Next on the list, DTE. So, again, MPW, if you don't already own it, now I know a lot of the people, well, some of the people here are in the morning trading group, and we do have a Drazik. How are you doing? How do you keep your How do you keep your EX dates updated month to month as they change? Well, that's an interesting question. Basically, Thinkorswim does it for me. Okay? Thinkorswim, which is owned by Charles Schwab. Now, I don't make any money off of Charles Schwab. I don't make any money by telling you that. I don't even know if they have an affiliate program. Maybe I should check into it. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, Thinkorswim updates this for me. Okay? Every day, they'll update who's paying the dividend and when. Right here, it says the announcement date. That's when they announce it. So whenever they announce it, it automatically goes up into my trading account. All right? All right, so where were we? Oh, we're looking at MPW. All right, so I already own it. So it's here. 30-day high, 30-day bottom was today. I like 2 days the upside before I jump in. I'm already in it, but that's the point. That's not the point. The point is if I was looking at it, I'm looking at it now because it's at the 30-day bottom. Now, when you make money in the stock market, you buy low and sell high. You can't get any lower than the 30-day low, which is today. But how do we know that's the bottom? Because tomorrow could be lower. Well, I like 2 days to the upside. So I'm kind of hoping, if I was looking at it, that tomorrow is going to be an up day, and then Monday be an up day. Then it'd be a perfect time to jump in my humble opinion. What about BitTo? Okay, we already did BitTo. And they don't pay 20% monthly. Did he talk about BitTo yet? Yes, I did, Tone. Sorry. How did NVIDIA value go so high when the company value lost less than the value? Okay, Mark, I don't do NVIDIA only because, you know, when it was a $1,200 stock, they were still paying a 2-cent dividend. Now they're paying a 1-cent dividend. Alrighty. That's interesting. All right, so, also, the book value of NVIDIA, yeah, it's $2 a share. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. How about Altria? All right, we're going to take a look at Altria in a little bit. Okay, user 7987. Would you hold Fling long term? Okay, we already went over Fling. Okay, that's a no, because the numbers just didn't work. How are we doing today, sir? Hakuna, how are you? My tech stock dropped today. Hopefully tomorrow will be. What does the future market say about tomorrow? I honestly don't know. Hey, what's that? Ant Hong? And Hong. Okay. Hey, James, your thoughts on NMM? And, well, let's write those down. NMN and CDUAF. CDUAF. Now, any of you guys want to check on those first before? And CELH. CELH. Yeah. Since you own MPW, what actions are you taking? Well, I already sold the option on Monday for someone to buy it from me at $5 between Monday and Friday. As you can plainly see, it's at $4.81. $5 is up here. More than likely, it's not going to hit that $5. And then I'll take it into next week. Well, what's next week's $5 going for? Well, next week's $5 going for 8 cents a share, which is over 1%. So I made over 1% this week, and it looks like I'm going to make over 1% again next week. Did you place puts today? I don't do puts at all, Albert. Okay? Don't do puts at all. All right, so IMPW, next on the list, it's supposed to be DTE. DTE. That's a no. QCOM. That's a no. Julie, how are you? CELH, no dividends. Okay, so thanks 86. CELH is a no. CDUAF is a no. How's it going, Julie? What do you think about AMD puts for tomorrow with quad witching and core PC? Yeah, no. Sorry. Fisker. Mark, you're going to give me Fisker's actual ticker symbol because Fisker is not on my list. Okay, but I'll take a look at it for you and give you my opinion. But you got to remember this trading strategy. Did we look at AAI? I don't know who AAI is, Julie. I have 3 puts. Well, good for you, bro. I have no idea what you have 3 puts on. How about Kroger? Ooh, Kroger is a good one. Okay, all right, we'll take a look at that. We probably won't get to it tonight. We'll probably get to it tomorrow. Oh, American Airlines. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. What about SoFi? SOFI. Now, SoFi I know is a no because I don't think the numbers worked out. WT. I don't even know what WT is. WTOXLC. Wow. SoFi has no dividends. Thank you, Julie. That's why it's always a no. All right. Walmart. WMT. WMT. All right. Hold off on the questions. Let me go through some of the list because you guys are adding them faster than I can take them off. Next on the list, we're looking at QCOM. It's going to be a no. Why is it a no? Well, look where it is. Okay. High of the year. It dropped down. Profit taking. It's going to keep going until it stops. And gee, that's possible. He will only look at dividend stocks, though. Thanks, 86. So QCOM is a no, only because it's at the high. All right. Don't get me wrong. QCOM is on my list, just not this week. Next on the list, CVX, Chevron. Now, a few people have been asking about oil stocks. I like Chevron. Okay. It's going to be, oh. It's probably going to be a no because of what happened today, but we'll take a look at that in a little bit. The numbers 156.85, the 157s, 145. Yep, I'm making more than 1% there. The 155, 175.84, yep, the 155 or the 157, either one of those. Hi, James. Sorry for the typo. Oh, Northwest National. It's going to be a no because that's a monthly. Don't get me wrong, it's a dividend king. They've increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. It's a great company, but they don't have weekly options. Weekly options allows me a weekly cash flow. Monthly options doesn't make enough money for me. Okay, I like 1% per week. I like those Celsius drinks though. Yep, I like those Celsius drinks too. I get mixed reviews on those. I got disturbing news. Someone said, what's in those things? I was like, I don't want to know. All right, so we're looking at CVX, which is Chevron. Okay, first thing I want to see, the numbers. The numbers work, okay, fine. There's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is, and this is the direction it's going. Look at this right here. Now, I know you guys can't see that well on your phones and on your tablet. That's why this screen right here, look at that, boing, boing, boing. This screen right here is live on YouTube. WFC, Simba, Wells Fargo, nice choice. WFC, Wells Fargo. What about AGNC? We looked at it already. It's a no. It doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends. Okay, but if you like AGNC, the numbers look pretty good this week. But I don't like it because they don't have consistently increasing dividends for 20 years or more. Where are we? Oh, Chevron. Well, let's take a gander. A year ago, we we're at 155.59. What are we now? 156.60. Hasn't changed much. Okay. The high of the year was 172. That was back at the end of September. The bottom was 139, and that was the middle of January. All right, favorite mailman, we already looked at Kohl's. Sometimes the best stocks are the products right in front of you. Yeah, 86, you're absolutely right. Okay, most of the stocks I look at are right in front of your face. Pepsi, Coke, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, AIG, Colgate, Clorox, Procter & Gamble. Okay, we'll look back into that later. Thanks. Oh, Damien, thank you for that. Any ideas about grid? Never heard of it, Talent. Usually if I haven't heard of it, it's going to be a no. Okay? GRID. Yep, it's a no. Pretty quick, right? No, because it's monthlies, and look where the option. Look where the stock is now. Okay, way too close to the high. Highs here, drops, up, down, should be going up. Should be. Okay. All right, next on the list, ECL. Wait a minute, we didn't finish with Chevron. Yeah, Ecolab's a no. Okay, why is Ecolab a no? Two reasons. Number one, it's at the high of the year, and it's a monthly. I've never seen a monthly that pays 1% per week. I need more sub 20 stocks. Empty pockets, more sub 20 stocks. All right, you ready? Empty pockets. Siri, MPW, Ford, Key, VFC, CLF, WBA, TM, KMI, JNW. Oh, 15 of them? Oh, that's that list. NOK, GNW, KGC, AGNC, GT, VALE, HLF, NUS, PBR, CLF, T, NOV, Macy's, NLY, and Kohl's. Oh, there you go. That's like 50 stocks I just gave you right off the top of my head. All right, that being said, next on our list, Duke, D-U-K. Isn't that Duke Energy? Yep, Duke Energy. That's a no. It's a monthly. I've never seen a monthly that actually has 4% or higher. OLLI. OLLI. Yeah, it's a no. Is GRDI? GRDI. That's a no also. Sorry, GRDI is $1. There's no possible way a $1 stock can have 20 years of increased dividends. And it doesn't have any options at all. Halliburton, HAL. Interesting. Halliburton, first thing I want to see. MGM, huh, Mark? MGM. All right, we'll take a gander at it. Okay, sit tight. Halliburton, ready? Halliburton, anyone? 33.75. The 34s are going for 28 cents, not making the cut. Okay, sorry. And look where we are down here. Ooh, down here is a nice place to be. But if you like Halliburton, okay, here's our 30-day high right here. Okay, check it out. Our 30-day high is here. Okay, she drops, pulls back, 30-day bottom here. So she should hypothetically be going to the upside, Halliburton. But Halliburton's not giving me 1%. What is it giving me? Well, it's giving me 28 cents, which is about 0.8. SOXL, Travman. Sorry, SOXL. Should I say no to you now, or should I say no to you later? Marcorsius, is that right? MasterCard? We'll take a gander at it. UEC. Uh-oh. UEC. Okay, I feel bad that you have UEC. Marco Rios. Sorry, Marco. It's all like one big word. Sorry. All right. Ben DVC. Okay, Ben, you're saying something's more profitable. What's your strategy? I think is better. Okay, what's your strategy? I think you're better than ICT. I don't know what ICT means. Okay. It's all good. All right, Marco. Sorry about that. Trav, man. He's so tanked. I don't know. MasterCard. What do you say about MGM? I didn't get to MGM yet. I didn't get to MasterCard yet either. We are on Halliburton. What are you trading? Halliburton? Hello. What about casinos? Who have the most shares? Okay, Margaret, how are you? SOXL. Okay, see, I feel. All right, Trav, man. SOXL. I need to pick on someone. I'm going to pick on you. You ready? I haven't picked on anyone at all today. Okay? SOXL is a no for a few reasons. So here we go. You ready? XOXL. No, he said SOXL. Okay, great. Okay, so why is it a no? Well, a couple of reasons. Here's one right here. It's at the high. Okay, had a big down day today, so I don't think it's going anywhere. Enter Gordon Ramsay. All right, Angel. 60.25. The 60 is going for 291. Ooh, that's a nice price. Okay, so what am I wanting to look at? SOXL. Wow. Do you use? Ben, what are we talking about? What days do you stream and time? Who asked that question? Shamroy Brown. What days do I stream? Oh, let me think. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, 7 days a week. Believe it or not, I've been on 7 days a week since January, the beginning of January. Okay? Beginning of January, 7 days a week. I've only missed 2 days. Okay? I'm going to see if I can do this for a whole year. 365 days. I've missed 2 so far, so let's see if we can do that. Okay, why don't I like Soxl? SOXL. Number one, look at the yield. Can you see that? Do I need it? 0.35. That's not even 0.5%, just over 1/4%. So you're going to dump your money, $65 per share, and you're going to give it to a machine, an ETF, electronically traded fund, and that machine is going to give you 0.35. That's worse than a savings account. Think about it. Your savings account at least gives you 1%. This is giving you 0.35%. Explain to me what you were thinking when you bought that. Seriously. 0.35% yield? Okay, so let's take a look at historical data. What does their dividends look like? Dividends only. Okay. Max amount of dividends. How often have they been paying their dividend? Are you kidding me? Okay. 2016 is when they first started paying dividends. That's 8 years ago. 18 cents, 2016. They went from 18 cents a share down to 1 cent a share. Then 2, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 4, then 3, then 4, then 3, then 6, and then 4. And you call that a good investment? What am I missing? Okay, 2014, they didn't pay any dividends. 2015, no dividends. 2016, they paid once. 2017, they paid once. 2018, they paid twice. 2019, yeah, no thank you. Okay? SOXL is a no. The numbers just don't look good. Okay? And here's the high was yesterday. Today, market maker took some of that away from you. All right, talent. I'm not even going to bother, you know, SVMH. Never heard of it. Zoom out. Travman, I have no idea what you mean by zoom out. Okay. Year to date. I have no idea what you're talking about year to date. Okay. Year to date. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Yeah, I don't buy stocks at a high. That's what we're looking at. Okay, a year ago at 15. Now they're at 65. Yeah, great increase. But what makes you think they're going to continue? There can only be one high of the year, and it made it yesterday. What? How often he rubs his nose? Yeah. Whatever. I have itches. Yeah, I got the wind blowing at me. I don't need to hear that. All right. Anyway, ABV is next. ABBV. ABBV. Is that right? ABV. Okay. ABV 174. 172s. 172 was the last trade. 168, 174. I hate it when the prices are so off skewed. Okay, 172.13 was the last trade. 168.75, 174.16. Okay, we'd be most likely looking at the 172.50s right there. You get your 1%. Great. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. It's going to be a no. Why is it going to be a no? Well, look at the last 30 days. Okay, here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're here, 164, drops to 154, shoots up to 170, drops to 165, and then shoots up. We're at the high of the 30-day period. I don't buy at the high. So when you sell, do you immediately buy something else? Oh, of course I do. What about FedEx? I like FedEx. FDX. We'll take a gander at it. All right. So next one on our list, holy cow, is going to be ARM. Has anyone ever heard of ARM? That's going to be a no. Okay. Here's the high of the year. No, that's going to be a no. Too close to the high of the year. ARM. Disney. DIS. 101, 102. Okay. 101.95. Great. The 102 is going for 119, which is over 1%. Great. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. And this is the direction it's going. Love it. NNVC. Never heard of NNVC. Somebody want to take a look at that? I have spider puts ready for tomorrow. Nicholas, I don't do puts and I don't do the spiders. Spiders don't pay dividends, and puts, negative, that makes obligations. I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. Okay, Nicholas, ARM is a solid stock. How are you going to say no? How am I going to say no? All right, are you ready? How am I going to say no? Okay, from April 20th, last 2 months, you seriously think it's going to continue to go up? I do not buy at the high. That's where it is at the moment. That's how I can say no. Okay, stocks go up, stocks go down. Where do you think it's going next? And don't say to the moon, because stocks don't do that. They go up, they go down, and whoever bought it down here at 90 bucks is looking at 180, doubling in price since the last 2 months. So it's doubled in price in the last 2 months, and you honestly think people aren't going to take profits? Well, of course they're going to take profits, because if you don't take your profit, the market maker will take it away from you. Wait a couple of days and see what happens. Okay, yeah, it's a great idea. Okay, buy it at 90 bucks. Now it's 180. Great. Let's see it go to 360. Yeah, that ain't going to happen in the next 2 months. Okay, it doubled in price between April 20th to June 20th. Okay, April, May, June. Okay, 2 months. You really think it's going to double again in the next 2 months? Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's going to be profit taking. But that's just me. I don't tell people what to do. I'm just reading the numbers. I'm looking at logic. You know, if it was up, eventually it's going to come back down. The 161.50s, the 162.50s, that's a fat ass premium. That's huge. Why do you think the market maker is giving such huge premiums? Do you think he knows something that we don't? 160.77, 161.20, 161.50. Well, there's a little tip right there. The bid and the ask are both higher than the last traded price. What does that usually mean? Well, that usually means the market maker is going to push it up tomorrow. Okay, great. Maybe he will. A couple more questions. What about Nike? Didn't we already do Nike? Liam, buddy, what's happening? Liam, my nephew. Liam's over there watching on Facebook. How's it going there, Liam? All right, so that's what I think about ARM. Yeah, no, I don't do that. You know, from 2 months ago, doubled in price. I don't see it doubling again. This is going to be profit taking. Marco, you don't agree with me? Perfectly fine. Nicholas, Fuller PDD doesn't pay dividends. Yeah, it's going to be a no. All right, next on our list. All right, you guys been asking AMGN again. AMGN, there you go. Now, there's a couple of reasons why AMGN is not on my list. Reason number one, it's a $310 stock. I don't do stocks over $250. All right, Marco, you're agreeing with me. Thank you. I like what they are promoting. I have no idea, Daisy, what you're talking about, but okay. You can carry on conversations without me. Perfectly fine. Okay, AMGN, 309. I can get it at 310. The 310's going for $4. That is well over 1%. Great. Look where it is. Okay, here's our high. Here's our low. Here's the direction it's going. Okay, it looks like it's going to continue up. Great. Why don't I like it? Well, because they don't have 20 years of increased dividends. I think, how many years was it, AMGN? AMGN. $2011. So 2011, we're in 2014. What is that? 2024. That's 13 years. They had 13 years. I like ITA and Chewy right now. All right. ITA and Chewy, both of them don't have 20 years of increased dividends. Nike. All right. Will Kroger go up in the value or down in value after they buy Albertsons? That's a good question. I don't know what the deal looks like. Okay, that's going to be a cross-reference between Albertsons and Kroger. Now, Albertsons never been on my list. Kroger is not on my list either. Kroger is on Warren Buffett's list. That's the only reason why I look at it. So yeah, I don't like AMGN because they only have, what, 13 years of dividends? Okay, MGM. Okay, where are we? DKS. Never heard DKS. DKS. Sporting goods. Yep, that's a no. It's at the high of the year. Okay, why would I buy something at the high of the year? I'm not a gambler. Okay, I like a safe, boring bet. Okay, if I'm going to buy at $229, I want to be reassured that it has room to go up. Check out Chewy. What is the sticker symbol for Chewy? I can tell you Chewy's a no right now. Okay, Nicholas, tell me what the ticker symbol is for Chewy, and then I'll let you know why it's a no. Because I have no idea. Well, I know who they are. Okay, CHEW. No, CHWY. CHWY. $20, $25.50. Okay. 25.55s are going for 84 cents. Check it out. If I buy it $25.50, sell it for $25.50, I'm getting 84 cents a share. That's more than 2%. Okay, well, let's find out what Chewy actually has. CHWY. There are no dividends in the selected time period. Chewy has no dividends. Why would I bother? Secretariat, thank you for that. Marco, no, they don't. No dividends this selected time period. That's Yahoo Finance. They update that thing like 5 or 10 times a day. They're a good buy right now. Great earnings and cash on hand. Okay, Nicholas, you're not quite hearing what I'm saying. However, I used your method on Chewy and made money. Well, cool. Thank you. I'm learning. Okay, great. But Nicholas, there's no dividends. So, in your humble opinion, okay, here's Chewy. In your humble opinion, Mr. Nicholas, are you ready? The high of the year, $40 back in July. And what happened here? From July to October, she goes from $40 down to $16. That's $24. Wait a minute, 16. That's a $24 drop on a $40 stock. That's over 50% drop. So, as it is dropping, explain to me in a manner in which I will understand. As the stock is dropping from $40 all the way down to $16, what am I collecting? I'll tell you what you're collecting. Absolutely nothing. And Mari, good evening. Yeah, that is a big drop. Okay, from $40 to 16. That's over a 50% drop. What am I collecting as it going down? Absolutely nothing. This is why I like to have collecting a bag. That's funny. Okay, yeah, as it's going down, you're collecting absolutely nothing. Great, you're making money off it? Good, more power to you. I'm very particular with my strategy. Okay, it's been working for me for the past 15 years. Now, I've been trading for 20 years. My daughter came up to me in 08 and said, Dad, teach me how to do it. So it had to be simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Okay, this is not predictable, consistent, or safe. There's no dividends there whatsoever. What am I collecting when it goes down? Absolutely nothing. I understand that. I do option trading. I don't invest that way, just a different strategy. You're absolutely correct. It is a different strategy. What do you think about Kroger? I like Simone. I like Kroger. I haven't seen what the drop look like. I have to choose wisely. I need to buy some more than what I have now. Okay, Nike, Walmart. Hey, what's your strategy? The local trucker. You're new here, dude. Really new. I've never seen that name before. My strategy is pretty simple. Hold 1 second. All right. Great name. How about Aldi? Never heard. Well, Aldi is relatively new, aren't they? If you don't play options, I think adding 5% to your portfolio would help you. All right, Nicholas, I do play options. The 5 rules. Bartender, I'll have another one. Yes, I'm new here. I have a few dividend stocks. What about Boeing? Boeing, BA. We'll take a look at that most likely tomorrow because it's almost time for us to get out of here tonight. Let me briefly explain it to you again. First off, number one, it was created for a 9-year-old little girl back in 08. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. Okay, my 9-year-old daughter, no way she could lose. 5 rules. Number one, never buy something you do not want to hold long term because you might have to. Longest I've ever held anything is 9 months. Okay, never buy something you don't understand or you don't have to, or you don't want to own long term. Chewy, no, it doesn't make it for me. It doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends. And look at the price action. And it's at a 30-day high. Take a look at this. Okay, here's your 30-day bottom. She gaps up, goes up high. Where do you think she's going to go next? There can only be one 30-day high, and there can only be one 30-day bottom. Here's the bottom here. shoots on up. Where do you think it's going to go next? Now remember one thing. It ain't a profit. Look, here's the bottom. Here's the top. It ain't a profit until you take it. Also, nobody ever went broke taking profits. In and out. Marco, you're absolutely right. Okay, I want to buy it low and I want to sell it high. I want to collect the 1% per week. How much is 1%? Well, and on a $25 stock, 1% is 25 cents. So if I can make 1% every single week, that's over 50% per year. Now, I have a new website. I would show you. I have no idea where it is in the new website. Okay, except my old website was like 15 years old. Finally got a new one. What's my top REIT? That would be MPW. Natural Energy. I have no idea who they are. Okay, so it's Chewy. I don't like Chewy. Next on the list, SWKS. SWKS. Skyworks. 105. That's going to be a no. Okay, now let me explain to you why it is a no. All right, now the numbers, I didn't even look at the numbers. Don't have to look at the numbers. Why? First thing that pops up is right here, this. Okay, here's your 30-day bottom. Here's your top. What do you think is going to happen next? What about taxes? How does that work when you sell right away? Daisy Poppy, how does that work? Well, here's my suggestion. You know, isn't it interesting because nobody's asked me about taxes in weeks. How about American Airlines? All right, American Airlines is on the list. We'll take a look at it tomorrow because we're past 11:30. So most likely can be done today. Short-term tax gains hurt. Okay, so here's an interesting question. When you go to pick out a Lamborghini or Rolls-Royce or Ferrari, do you ask what the gas mileage is? No. Okay, why? Because if you have to ask what the gas mileage is when you're going in to buy a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, you can't afford it. If you're worried about your taxes, you really need to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner. Not an accountant, not a bookkeeper, a tax planner. Someone that can teach you how to do your trading, how to set up your money, your portfolio. Marco, stick a fork in it, we're done. Yeah, basically we are done because it's past 11:30. Okay. Something in my eye. Especially taxes, yeah. So, taxes, again, talk to a tax strategist. They're out there. They will teach you, or they will show you, or they will help you to get your taxes down to absolute zero. You are no way obligated whatsoever to pay a tax. That big fat book, the IRS code, has every single way to not pay taxes. So the answers are in the book. You just got to figure out, you know, most people drive down the road and then try to figure out what they are. Well, why don't you plan which road you want to go down? Okay, most people drive down the road of life and say, all right, let me pay my taxes as I go. Why not make a plan to take an avenue or a sidetrack that pays no taxes? It's really not that difficult. Okay, you pay taxes because you want to. Okay, if you don't want to pay taxes, figure out how to do it so you don't have to. It's really not that difficult. Why do you think Warren Buffett pays less taxes than his secretary? Okay, why do you think Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes? Or Warren Buffett? Who else is there? There's a lot of rich people that don't pay taxes. Like Trump said, yeah. If you write everything off, it affects you when you're trying to buy property, though. Yep. Marco, he has no money. I have no idea. He's saying unrealized gains. Okay, JJ, I'm not quite sure what you mean or where you're going with that statement. Okay, is what it is. All right. All right, so I don't like SWKS. Next on the list, JP Morgan. JP Morgan, there you go. JP Morgan. That's going to be a no. And the reason why it's going to be a no, look where we are. Okay. Here's your 30-day bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to the upside. 30 days. Where are we? Okay. 30 days ago, 197 jumps up to 203. Dropped, recovered, drop, recover. Okay, she could. All right, that's kind of iffy. She could continue to go up, or there could be profit taking. Get five up days in a row. Could, may not. Who knows? Let's see your MD. What the heck is an MD? All right, so 199, the 200 is going for 186, not quite 1%, but close. Okay, can you deal with close? Like, let's say if it's 0.8. What is 0.8 over the years? That's over 40% for the year, if you like it. Okay, so that is, oh, now we come to SoFi. People want to take a look at SoFi. SoFi Technologies, $6.34. Okay. What dividend stocks do you like? Do you like ARK? No, I don't like ARK. Sorry, don't like ARK. But we'll take a look at it and I'll tell you why, but won't be tonight. ARCC. Okay, so SoFi, let's take a gander at it. 634. The 650s are going for 10 cents. That is well over 1%. Well, great. Where's the high? Here's the high. Here's the low. Where was it? Where is it? It's in a downward trend. What about Tesla? Jay, Tesla does not pay dividends. Tesla is not on my list. Sorry. American Airlines is on the list, but we're not going to get to it until probably sometime tomorrow. Okay? Sometime tomorrow, because we're past 11:30. All right. Big O Monkey. VYM, never heard of them. VYMI, never heard of them. TKO, never heard of it. Apple is on the list. Energy Transfer. Let's take a look at Energy Transfer. ET. Apple's on the list. We're going to take a look at it tomorrow. TKO, never heard of them. SoFi doesn't pay dividends. Yes, I'm aware of that. MY. What the heck is MY? MU. MU's on the list, I think. Someone want us to take a look at MU. TKO. What the heck is TKO? Yeah, it's a no. Why is it a no? TKO groups, it's a monthly. Why is it I don't like monthly? Well, monthlies don't really pay. What do I mean? Well, at 106, let's take a look at the next option. The next option, the 105, is going for $3. Okay, well, exactly what is that? $3.50. Okay, I'm losing $1.05. All right, so if I buy it at 106.05 and I sell it at 105, I'm losing $1.05 right there. So I take $1.05 off of this. Now I'm at $2.45. $2.45. And what am I purchasing it for? 105, because I already subtracted the money out of there. So I'm getting a grand total of, ooh, look at that. I am getting a grand total of 2.3% for the month. Month means I can only do it 12 times. Okay, so 12 times, that's 24% per year, which is only 0.5% per week. Why would I do 0.5% per week when I can do other companies, over 300 of them, that pay over 1% per week? So why would, and then what's worse than that? Here's where we are now. Okay, 30-day high. Let's zoom in. Okay, 30 days ago, 107. The high is 111. The bottom's right there, 101. Now we're going to the upside. Great. Where is it going to be in 4 weeks when that option expires? The option is going to expire on the 19th of July. The 19th of July. That's 4 weeks away. So, where is it going to be in 4 weeks? Well, how the heck am I supposed to know? I have a difficult enough time to figure out 5 to 10 days. It looks like, okay, up, down, here's the bottom. You can't get any lower than the 30-day bottom. There it is right there. 2 days to the upside, perfect opportunity to jump in. So she's going to go up. But I have to keep it for 4 weeks. in the 4 weeks is only giving me a 0.5% per week. The maximum I'm going to be able to make with this company is 24% per year. Well, 24% per year is pretty good, but I prefer 50% per year. And that's for companies that offer weekly options, not monthly options. Monthlies never work for me. They never work for me. I don't do them. So it is a no there. FUBO. Never heard of them either. FUBO. $1.12, and they have options available. Yeah, that's how the heck can you do that? $1.14. The one is going for 13 cents. You just subtract 14 cents from the 13. What are you making? -1. What, the July 5th? Okay, July 5th, which is out 2 weeks. I do the 1, and it's making 14 cents, but I'm losing 14 cents right off the top. So it's making 0. Yeah, that's a no also. Yeah, the numbers are just, nah, I don't like that one. And then I don't even know if they have how many dividends they offer. Okay. Intel. Ooh, I like Intel. I actually own some Intel, just to let you know. Check out Energy Transfer. Tell me what you think. I've been holding it for over a year. Local trucker, how are you tonight? Energy Transfer, you say. Current price is $15.73. The 15s are going for 28, but I'm losing 23 cents right off the top, which means I'm only making 5 cents a share. Yeah, no. The numbers just don't work there. Damien, is Intel a buy? Did we even finish with Intel? I actually own Intel. All right, so trucker, sorry, the number's just not working. Hey James, if we do a subscription, do you walk us through this step by step? Of course I do. Okay, it's $100 a month. You're on live with me every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, it's on in the afternoon. Okay, from 3 to closing. All right, so we want to make sure all our trades are done first thing in the morning. On Monday, because that's where you get the highest value. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're just looking at to balance things out. You can ask as many questions as you want. However, I would suggest you download this onto your computer and do a practice account before you put real money into it. Okay, so putting real money into it, you have to risk. So I suggest you don't do that until you understand what it is you're doing. Okay, yeah, so I buy the stock and I sell it right away. What's a good one? Local trucker, you're new here, so my suggestion would be keep coming back, week after week or day after day. I'm here every day. Okay, so I made a commitment to be here every day. Okay, and so far I've only missed 2 days this year. But other than that, Daisy Poppy, glad you like it. Ashley, how are you? How do I download the link? Ashley, you just go to Google or Bing or whatever your what do you call it? What do you call that thing? Your internet service. No. Your search engine. Go to your search engine. Go to thinkorswim.com. Just download it onto your computer. Okay. Browser. Thank you, Angel. Okay. Now, local trucker. Just come back every day, and learn as much as you can. The number one thing you take away from this is, number one, does it make sense? If I'm looking at a decent company, all right, a decent company, what can I buy it for? What can I sell the strike for? 28 cents. Oh, great. Well, I'm not making my 1% there, so I'd say no to Energy Transfer. Well, what can I say no? What can I say yes to? Well, let's take a look at Macy's. At this moment in time, Macy's $18.39. The 1850s are going for 39 cents. That's close to 2%. Well, do I know who Macy's? I know Macy's more so than I know Energy Transfer. Okay? I've only known Energy Transfer because a lot of you people out there keep asking me about it. Bearded brother. That's why I've been doing research and paper trading on Webull since Monday. But the graphs. Okay, bearded brother, I have no idea what you're talking about the graphs. Are you talking about the charts? Because I'm not familiar with Webull at all. Do you look at implied volatility? Agora, is that right? No, I don't look at what I'm looking for specifically. Okay, see this calendar right here? Specifically, what I am looking for is a company. Okay, Philip Morris, Coca-Cola, AIG, Mosaic, Macy's, Bank of America, General Motors, Kimberly-Clark, Mosaic, GS, Goldman Sachs. I'm looking for companies that consistently increase their dividends. Why? Every year, higher and higher and higher dividends. Not every once in a while. If I'm going to take my money and give it to someone, to entrust my money to someone, I want to make sure they have some kind of historical performance of doing a good job. So if all these companies have more than 20 years of increased dividends, to have 20 years of increased dividends, you have to make a profit every single year and a higher and higher profit every single year for 2 decades. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Most companies go bankrupt within the first 5 years. 1 in 100 will make it to 10 years. 1 in 1,000 will make it to 20. Okay, so if I'm looking at a company that consistently increases when it goes down, it's not an if. Okay, some people say, well, the company's going to go up in value. Yeah, they go up in value. They also freaking go down. Take a look at Macy's. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. When they go down, I would like to make sure that I'm getting some money in return for the money that I have invested in that company. How do you know if an option is fairly priced? You don't. Okay? What I look for specifically, bearded brother, charts, yes. It's been 3 days and still hard to understand, but I've been awake for 33 trying to cram. Okay. I'll say, Gora, how do you know if it's fairly priced? Simple. Very, very simple. Okay, the last traded price. Okay, last traded price. The bid, what I can sell it, stock. This is the stocks. Okay, just stocks. Okay. Okay, this is just stocks right here. Last traded price. The bid, what I can sell it for. The ask, what I can buy it for. Okay, the volume, how many shares are traded. The open, what did it open at? What did it close at? What was the high? What was the low? Okay, that's basically just the stocks. Okay, underneath that is the option chain. Now, there's 2 different option chains. There's the weekly, okay, 21 June, that's tomorrow. 28 June, that's next Friday. 5 July, that's 2 Fridays away, and so on and so forth. Every week, I like weeklies. I like getting 1% a week. How do I figure that out? Well, an $18 stock says 18.39. You take that point and move it over 2 places. Okay, so it'd be 0.8. So 18 cents is 1% of an $18 stock. Okay, great. What is the 18.39 going for? The closest strike price is the 18.50. Would be the 18.50 call strike. And that is 39 cents, which is more than 1%. So these numbers will change all day long. Okay, whenever you look at it. What I like to do, if I buy it at 18.39, I want to get more than 18 cents. It says 39 cents. Yeah, that's what I'll take. Now, will I sit there and watch it go up and down, trying to find the favorite price? Nope. If it's 1% or more, I'm okay. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time. That's why it's called the 10-minute trader. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. First thing you want to do is find your list. Okay, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list, right there, those 5 lists. You can go to Google, Dividend Kings list 2024. 54 companies that have increased more than 5 decades. Dividend Aristocrats, I think there's 64 or 67. 25 years or more of increased dividends. Dividend Champions, 150 companies of more than 25 years of increased dividends. That's the cream of the crop. 25 years of consistently increasing their dividends. That means the company has been running profitably for a while. They kind of know what they're doing. So that's what I'm looking for. Very first thing, once you get your list, great. Put it into your dividend calendar. You can go Google EX dividend calendar. You'll find there's a bunch of them. Okay? Then you cross-reference your stocks that you like with the CBOE, Chicago Board of Options. It tells you who has options, who doesn't. If I buy a stock a day before they distribute dividends, do I get the dividend? Yes, you do. It's called the EX date. These little dots right here, this is why I tell you this screen here is live on YouTube. Each one of these green dots represents a company and the date when they're paying their dividend. That's why I look at the calendar. First thing is get your list. Second thing, when are they paying their dividend? Great. That's when I want to buy the stock. Third, I want to take a look at the numbers. What am I buying it for first thing in the morning? 1839. Great. What's the closest option call strike price to 1839? It would be the 1850. Well, what can I sell it for? 39 cents. Well, math will tell you that's almost 2%. Okay, can you say that again? I don't know what you want me to say again. That was a lot. Why is everything reversed? Everything's reversed because I got 5 cameras going. Only one camera allows me to reverse things. Let me quickly show you. Okay. Only one camera will allow me to have everything this way. All right. But the 5 cameras, 3 of them are going in one direction and the other one's going opposite direction. I have ADD in the baddest of ways, and it drives me nuts watching one camera do the wrong thing as all the other cameras. That's why all the cameras are set up the exact same way. It appears to be backwards, but considering this screen is live on YouTube and you cannot see these tiny numbers on your phone or your tablet, okay, can you see that number right there? What does it say? You can't see it on your phone. I mean, you have to look really close and you can't see what those numbers are. That's why this screen here is live on YouTube. Okay, you are way over time tonight. Yeah, I started a little late, so I figured I'd give up a little bit more. Yeah, we're almost at 12 o'clock. All right, so, yeah, we still got 100 people. All right, I'm going to call it quits. You guys are going to do this exact same thing tomorrow. For those of you that want to join the morning trading group, we're live every day. What time are you live? Okay, so I am live every evening, 9 p.m. to 11:30. I was a little late tonight because I got a little distracted. Okay, but the morning trading group. Well, Ashley, it's nice to see you here. And Ashley, just in case you're wondering, okay, Daisy, this goes for you too. Women are better traders than men. Sorry, guys, it's just a fact. Women are better traders. Why? Because they're more methodical. They don't hold on to minor things that we do. They don't have to be right all the time. They can move on. Guys have a tendency, they want to be right, and they refuse to accept when they're wrong. Sorry. Yes, we are. All right, the morning trading group is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. until whenever you guys are done with questions. Because if you're new, you have a whole bunch of questions, great. Ask the questions, I'll answer it. However, I do like it if you guys have Thinkorswim downloaded, because that way we're all on the same page and I actually walk you through how to set it up for you. My daughter Bailey says hi. Okay, how old is Bailey? Because I taught my daughter when she was 9. Can I get in on Mac? I have no idea what Mac is. I was sending this to a friend. Well, alrighty then, Daisy. Your daughter's 22. Well, alrighty then. Hello, whatever her name is. I have an Apple computer. Yeah, it's a Mac computer. You should be able to download Thinkorswim on a Mac. All right. I don't know. I'd like to use a Mac because they're less susceptible to, what do you call those things? Viruses. But I have everything of mine is IBM style. All right, well, let's wrap it up. We're past midnight. TOA for us on a Mac. All right, thanks. Yes, you can. I have a Mac. Cool. Yeah. So, as I was saying, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. until you guys are done with questions. So, yes, I can do one-on-ones while we're there. That all works also. Fridays, very important. Friday is at 3 p.m. Why? Well, because we want to make sure everybody has their positions in a positive place before the market closes. All right. You guys have a great night, and we will talk again tomorrow night, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. I should get the what do you call it? The soundtrack. Batman. Yeah. Okay. Guys, have a great night. Saying bye to you guys over on Instagram. Bye. And now Facebook. See you later. Okay. TikTok. You guys have a great night. Ashley, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Unless, of course, you got a hot date. That being said, all right, we're out of there. And down here, finally on YouTube, for you guys who are still struggling along, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for that safe, secure, predictable 1% per week, taking you guys along for the ride. If you do it right, you should be able to get at least 50% per year. Have a great night, and I'll see you.